Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. It is Thursday, Friday here, so I feel like we should have a little fun today. Instead of just straight news, we thought we would play a little game of over under. We got our handy little cards. They're a little bit small, but you guys can see them, right?
Okay.
We're gonna have some fun with this one. Go in any order that you like, but we do want a little bit of an explanation why, all right? So let's start with Cardi B. We talked about her on yesterday's episode. We know that she's gonna drop an album soon. Let's make some first week sales predictions. For Cardi, over under 200K in first week sales.
Pow. I'm going with
Hold the card up.
under. I'm going with under. Love Cardi B to death. But I just believe that the singles did well. But I believe the full project is gonna do probably 170, 180, which is still good. But 200, we usually see either the really established artists who do that, or the artists who the fans anticipate their body of work, not just the singles.
All right. I'm going under. I'm going under 200. I think she's gonna do anywhere between 125 and 150, which I think is extremely well for us never hearing a full-length album from her. People are gonna engage, but I don't see her doing over 200. I don't see her doing 200 either.
Not making 200. All right,
Yeah,
Star.
I don't see her making 200.
Over. Cardi B did a Super Bowl commercial. Let's not get it fucked up. We're talking about an artist that has a broad appeal. Yeah, and just, I think that out the box, out the gate, the push is gonna be behind her. The ad dollars, as you know, the labels, when the ad dollars are there for radio, for streaming, the machine's behind her, the corporate machine. She apologizes when she says something that could somewhat sort of be misconstrued as not politically correct. She's playing the game. She's a winner. Nicki has fallen back. This is Cardi B's time. Over 200K.
Interesting. All right, so then we might as well do Nicki next. We know people do keep comparing them. I'm sure they're gonna compare their first week sales numbers. So Nicki Minaj, over under 200K first week.
Can I
Go ahead.
I think she's gonna break even.
Yeah?
I think I don't got over under. I think she's gonna do around 200. I don't see her doing 600 or nothing crazy like that. Game is different since the last time she's dropped the album. Last time was what, 2014? I think she does like 200.
With a big single, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I think she has like 200,000 loyal fans that's just gonna go purchase, download, stream, that's gonna get those numbers to 200.
The Barbs don't play. Who wants to go next?
I disagree with Wayno, and I disagree, and I'm gonna use historical facts. The last time she put out an album, yes, 2000, was it 14? Yeah. But regardless, I know first week sales. Her first week sales then was 100 and I believe 50,000.
You'll hold the cards up?
And
Play the game, man.
So under.
Okay.
But under, it was under 150,000 last time. And I don't think she's going up. I think she's about level, because I think really the people who support her are core fan base. They're still here. They're not going anywhere. So it'll be around that. If she did over 200,000, it would be probably because she has two amazing singles that just like drives her there. But otherwise, just regular old 150, which is still great. Still great.
It's great. That's a lot of engagement.
And by the way, the thing for women artists is that men don't really buy their records. Like,
yeah.
So we got like, she would normally, if she was a guy, she'd do 300.
Right,
Based
this
on
is
her.
because you don't like hearing her rap about sex, right? You said?
No, well, me personally, I would fuck with a single. I'm not buying a whole Nicki Minaj record. But men will, if men want to be honest, men aren't purchasing women's album. Just like,
Depending. I purchased Rhapsody's album.
okay,
Totally different
It's
artist.
That's a little
great,
different.
yeah.
That's a little
Totally
different.
different artist, but I purchased Rhapsody's album.
Nicki's brand is based on sex appeal.
Right.
I can't imagine a nigga riding through the hood trying to listen to Anaconda and songs like that. No disrespect against it, but if we look at the demographics, I would argue that probably 80 to 85% of the people who buy it.
Absolutely.
Men.
We're,
So I go under.
we're talking 2018, yes?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, first let me just say, I'm bringing white socks back. Fuck y'all niggas, man, who got a problem with me, wearing white socks. I don't think we're gonna hear from Nicki Minaj in 2018. I think she's still gonna be restructuring, trying to find things that will bring her back. And let's take the whole depression shit off the table. Just Nicki as an artist. I don't think we'll hear from her. I think she's working on something. But in terms of if she were to come out, just hypothetically in 2018, I would say under 200K. She's got to play catch up now. Cardi B is that bitch right now. Nicki has got to come out with something different. As you just said, she plays sex, and she's done it very well. She's still the ultimate hip-hop fantasy, if you ask me. But I think she's gonna come out with something different, a different philosophy in terms of the next single. And that's not gonna be accepted too well, not that it's not gonna be a quality track. Sometimes an artist falls back to reassess the landscape and just everything that's going on. And I think she's that smart. She'll probably come back with something, maybe a song about having children, marriage, something that's different.
Heartbreak, possibly?
Heartbreak, depression. And again, I don't really harp on that. But she's gonna come back with something different. People are gonna say, but they're gonna like it. It's gonna take a little while. But in 2018, for Nicki, if she comes back, under 200,000. And that's not a diss.
No, she might want to link up with Safari. That nigga kind of get cracking in the streets now, you know what I mean?
Also, like, we are in an era of people jumping back on the bandwagon even when they diss you. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people are going to be re-engaged to whatever new Nicki comes.
All right.
Nicki might pull out the cannon on the haters.
I believe
She's that smart. She's that smart.
If I was kind of crafting her comeback, if we're going to call it that, and I'm only calling it comeback because she hasn't been around, I would make it where she's a victim, man. Because she has this kind of arrogance sometimes that kind of drives people away from her.
I like that.
Be more vulnerable.
Yeah, be more vulnerable.
Yeah,
I'm so used to her being on the record saying, I'm the shit, I got all the money,
right.
these bitches is my son, all y'all are haters. Yeah. And if you come and you show that vulnerability to be like, you know what, the last year been a tough year for me.
Yeah.
All you niggas switched on me.
Right.
My friends, I realize they're not my friends. My relationships, I've had some ups and downs. Meek and Nas and shit. Safari over here selling penis pictures. I'm a little bit fucked up. And I need you guys
Nigga keeps making references to Safari. Where we going,
Safari
man?
He was really unnerved by that shit. He was talking about it for a minute.
Because I can't believe how Safari got a cracking on the ground.
On the Pink Print, she did give us some heartbreak and some depression, pills and potions, all of those songs. But how did you receive that?
See, that was good, but I think the timing now is even better. But it's not only just in the songs, it's in interviews, Nicki's very snappy. Like, she snaps at people.
Yeah.
Southside Jamaica Queens.
Exactly, but when you are like that, it makes people want to almost like, she's a bitch. Like, y'all want her to lose.
Yeah.
You get me? And I know she had an edge when she first came in the industry. You know what she said? She said, listen, I gotta be like this because I'm a woman in the industry. So I gotta be on some bullshit. I can't be on some, I'm just kind of here because you want to take advantage of me.
And I mean, she was taken advantage of for a long time, probably. I mean, she started out like officially in like 2008 is when we really started seeing her. She has a long road. She's 10 years in. I think it is time for her to show a little bit. I mean, she has shown vulnerability on like pills and potions and stuff, but people always want to see the theatric Barbie Nicki. I think that's kind of dying down and she's growing up. It's gonna be a point where she's gonna just start talking about content that's real to her more and real to people because she has to display that side. I don't think she's gonna have no problems with that shit though. She just has to establish that outside of the music as well. Cause she's given it to us before. She has to establish that in interviews, in her direction, whatever brand she messing with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I had said from the get-go, after she broke up with Meek, she should have dropped the most hard, just spill it all.
Too soon.
Meek cheated on me.
Too soon.
Meek didn't care about me. Like, listen, as a woman, you get that option of throwing your ex under the bus for them album sales. Mary J. Blige and winning that motherfucker for years. Throw that nigga under the bus.
But maybe her love
that nigga was focused on rollies, not me. Y'all get them.
But guess what though? I mean, we don't know actually what transpired with them, and maybe.
And she kept it quiet.
Regardless to them not being together, she probably still has real genuine love for him as a person. You know what I mean? Everybody you're not always gonna stay in love all the time, but you always gonna have love in certain instances. So I don't think that would have been a good idea for her to do anything related to Meek because Meek is the underdog's champ all the time. You know what I mean? Like you can't just tear down Meek.
Yeah, well, I think at that point, people were kind of kicking Meek while he was down, and she was holding him up. If she was like, well, I was holding him, again, this from a marketing perspective. Clearly, she doesn't feel like she needs to tarnish his name. She's never done that since. Again, she's being true to herself.
Yeah. She could be coming with the cannon.
Vulnerable Nicki. We'll see.
Wait, to this, everybody or just Cardi?
No, I'm just saying, I'm actually agreeing with what you just said. She held Meek Mill down. She has shown that she's a rider. She's a dedicated bitch. I don't have to shit on you, even though you were catching crazy L after L after L. Held you down. If she talks about that in the next project, game over.
And I don't think she's gonna discard it, because I don't think
she'll talk about it though. What do you think?
I think she'll probably address it, but she's more of the I'ma show I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you.
She dissing Cardi on 80% of them songs, trust me.
80? Nah, that's
She's not gonna say a name. No, but anytime I hear her say, I paved the way, you bitches is my sons, you bitches ain't
Wasn't
doing
she
it like
saying that
me.
before Cardi
my
though?
sons
but
8
I'm not
years
gonna lie,
ago.
now when I'm hearing
Now
it,
you're like, oh, it must be
How
about
could
her.
you just have this discussion we just had and now say she's gonna diss Cardi on 80% of the new stuff?
no, well, it's gonna be some subliminal shit. She disses everybody like who's competition to her.
I think she'll be
subliminal.
tasteful on some Hove shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know how Hove will throw you a little joint to let you know that he's there, but
He'll
he's
bro you.
Yeah, he'll you gotta be smart enough to catch it.
First of all, and the dissing thing is not that far-fetched. She disses people on every song. You just don't know who. Again, I'm saying she's just gonna do what she does. She's gonna diss every other female rapper or every bitch, as she calls it.
I could have swore you just said she was gonna play the victim.
Well, from a marketing perspective, if I had to craft the rollout,
Okay.
let's get that going on.
Now you're speaking in third person. I just wanna.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what do I think? Same old Nicki.
Same old Nicki.
Same old Nicki with a couple better records, a couple more Drake features, Wayne features, and probably Quavo sprinkled in the mix. Okay.
Okay. All right, so this next one is Drake. Of course, OVO Chops had to get in a Drake topic here. Yo, so he's back. He got Look Alive feature, God's Plan, Diplomatic Immunity. It's not hard for Drake to catch a hit. So over, under, how many more Drake #1 singles are we getting this year? Over, under, 1.5.
Over.
Easy.
Over.
So you're saying 2 more at least.
Yeah. Drake, the Empire Strikes Back. You know what I mean? The Empire Strikes Back. Like, what was the last Drake project we got? More Life, right? More Life. I think that he's gonna outdo it. I think he's gonna do more rapping. More Life was heavily scrutinized as something that was held to be something that we didn't expect. I don't think it lived up to every Drake expectation. I think Drake is going in on this one. Over.
Let me go next because I know you've got a lot to say about Drake. Over. I've always called Drake the Lionel Richie of hip hop, and that's not to discredit him. Lionel Richie was the shit back in the day. He's just an incredible songwriter, not just for himself, but for other artists as well. I think Drake will have his biggest year in 2018. I think he's also going to go behind the scenes to write for other artists. There is a point when an artist does that. They just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to spread this around, and also that's how you make a shitload of more money writing for other people, publishing, and so on and so forth. I think he'll get, I could be sticking my neck out here, close to 10.
What? 10 #1s?
Actually,
it's not
just
impossible
for
for
himself,
someone like Drake.
but for writing for other people
having his hand in other, okay.
openly admitting that I wrote this for so and so. This is how Prince and all the greats have done it. I think he's at that point where he'll say, "Hey, I'm going to write this for so and so," and he's going to prove that he's someone who can go beyond the boundaries of just hip hop. He might even do something that's more pop flavored.
That's interesting because when he was facing all the ghostwriting stuff, he was saying like, look, I've written for so many people and given other people hits, but I never get credit for that. So I thought he might fall back and just want to focus on his own, but we'll
You're the Drake official. Take it away.
I'm going over. I'm going. I don't know about 10, but definitely over 2. I think probably 3 to 4. It will be solo records, which means just him on the track.
Okay.
But I think this is his year. I think he's cleaning up this whole year. I think he's winning at least 2 Grammys. I'll go there already for next year.
Okay.
Right.
He's definitely taking home 2 Grammys. And I think next year, whatever he does this year, he's going to top. Everything's working to Drake's favor because of how the game's going. The game is moving to where the popular artist wins, and it moves to a streaming game where Drake dominates.
Yeah.
Drake, when he sold 1 million, we saw, and that was a couple years from now. Well, he sold 1 million with views too, but when he sold basically 1 million with Take Care, we saw how much and how impactful streaming and just people just like liking his music, his popularity was helping him. To when you look at the year-end charts for streaming for the last 2 years, he's dominated those. As streaming, which is a growing market, as that grows, Drake popularity grows. He's gonna get a couple more #1s this year, definitely more than 2. And next year, I could see him doing up to 5.
If I can just jump in real quick, and for the babies,
If he keeps putting out music.
And for the babies, that's not a diss when I say Drake is the Lionel Richie of hip hop. Lionel Richie cleaned up at the fucking Grammys. Do your research. Lionel Richie became so big that people were reaching out to him. Artists from Kenny Rogers and a shitload of others, from country to pop. And Drake's not going to say no. He's going to take those offers, and that's how I'm just assuming that he's going to cross those.
Yeah, I think his next thing is who is he with? Was it Bad Bunny or something like that? I feel like he's gonna dominate Latin trap somehow too. That's probably the next.
Despacito, the trapper.
Next move.
No, he's definitely put it like this. And I think if we want to talk about just how impactful he is on the charts when it comes to streaming and how it manifests in terms of positioning, he gives a guy a feature that most people never heard. Block Boy, the shit's at number 5 for like 3 weeks. We never heard of it. And it's a number 5 track, so.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I said the Empire Strikes Back. I think he's gonna also up his ante as being the CEO of OVO and making sure everybody is established just like him a bit more. You know?
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I know about that one.
I think he will.
He has strong feelings about this.
I think he will. I think he will because you want to know why? I mean, when you look at when you look at what Kendrick has done with TDE and putting TDE on his back, remember we talking about competition, who runs the game. Now, the TDE compilation is the Black Panther soundtrack. They going for Oscars and all of that shit. Drake competes. I think he's gonna try to find a way to throw his mantle in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the TD is a little bit different of a.
They're totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. I'm not saying that they're gonna have a battle because OVO is mostly singers.
I think Drake is more concerned with people saying that in 2017 Kendrick ran that shit, and he's about to say, "Y'all thought he ran that shit, and that was my year off." Watch when I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
but I'm on this year. Let him. He could come with a group. He could come with a duo, a trio.
Right.
He could come with a whole rap game. I'm killing this shit.
And that's exactly what I'm saying because Kendrick ran the shit and then it led into this year. That's what I'm saying. Like, we respect Drake as an artist and all that, but we haven't had that. You know how when Jay was running Rockefeller, right? I don't think we've seen that in that space from a Drake, and Drake is the person that can do something like that.
I don't know if Drake is the artist that selflessly will take the risk of trying to put his artist on and possibly sacrifice his buzz. Like, he's at the top, and I'll let you jump in, but he's at the top, but I don't think he's like, yo, let me get all y'all niggas up.
No, that.
When 50 was popping, 50 said, yeah, yo, come on, nigga, get this platinum out. I think.
Everybody went platinum.
Yeah, I think.
Banks dropped, Game dropped, Young Buck, then Yayo.
Yeah, because it was such a movement.
Album.
When we think of Drake, we think of OVO, but we just think of Drake. We don't think of like, yo, OVO the movement, anybody they sign. Like,
no, but that's why I said I
into
think he's
those
gonna do a little bit more of establishing that. And I'm just guessing. Hypothetically speaking, you know.
That would be good.
If I can just add this, the name of the game is follow the leader. Did you make the comparison to Jay-Z running Rockefeller and Drake running OVO? I just want to be clear.
I didn't make a comparison. I said that when Jay was running Rockefeller and everybody was coming out,
Dame Dash was always running Rockefeller, but go ahead.
Dame Dash was always running Rockefeller,
Always.
and so was Biggs. But
Yeah.
Jay-Z
But not
had
Jay. You said Jay.
I worked for Rockefeller. Jay had a lot of approvals that you didn't see, and a lot of people didn't see, and I can say that firsthand.
Okay, and I did business with them, not to discredit what you're saying, but the problem with Rockefeller, if I understand you correctly, is that too many niggas were trying to eat like the boss, and Jay eventually said, I'm out of here because the focus and the attention was not on Jay, if I understand you correctly.
No. I wouldn't say that the focus and attention. Jay was Jay. Like, Jay was bigger than every artist he had rapped together twice. That's why everybody was able to come out. Beanie Sigel was having gold albums and having more money than platinum artists. They had a system in place. So what I'm saying about Drake is I think that he may take some time to establish that with his artists. None of them are going to reach his level, I don't think, but just to get them up a little bit more.
I will say the philosophy is different. Drake has said the philosophy of OVO is we're not going to over-promote you. Get hot on your own, kind of like, or do it basically dip out of the spotlight, get the fan base. So I think that's different from like a real movement where with TDE we're like, all right, who up next? Yo, when's Schoolboy coming out? When's I say Rashad Project coming out? Where's J-Rock? You know what I mean? And it feels like it's almost like a cycle. So you're expecting the next. With OVO it's like, it's Drake and then whatever y'all doing, if we hear about you, we hear about you, nigga.
Right.
All right, ready for the next one?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Beefs, XXX Tentacion. How many beefs is he gonna have this year? How many more? Over, under 3.
Can I go first? He's not gonna have no beefs this year. I'm trying to rock with your boy. I'm listening intensely. And I'm not even gonna put on the table that he got, sucker punched. What was that in the Bay? He got knocked out. I'm not gonna put that on the table. He's someplace else. And I think he's getting focused, and I don't think that he wants tension. He doesn't want beef because beef can be costly like a motherfucker. I think he's avoiding that, and he will focus on the music. And under.
Okay.
I say over.
Over 3.
Yeah, and the reason why I say over is because he's just unpredictable. One day he wants to save the world, the next he wants to destroy it. You know what I mean? I don't know, but if I'm judging off of his past actions, and I know he has he's had legal shit hanging over his head since the first time I've heard about it.
Yeah.
It never stopped him. He's unpredictable. I say over.
All right.
Okay.
I say under, and I agree with both of you guys, but I disagree with you that is 0. I think he's at the point now, because there's people trying to beef with him, and he's ignored it, which is not like him, but I think he's at the point in the game, and he's gone at Drake. I'm going to say 1. I think he wants that back and forth.
Yeah, he wants that with Drake.
He wants that with Drake. But again, it's like, yo, if I'm trying to play Jordan one-on-one, I don't want to play like the fucking bench player next.
Right.
Like I'm trying to get that one guy, so I believe he's ignoring everything else. Also, because of his court shit, I know he doesn't want anything to go physical.
Costly.
Right?
Costly.
So I don't think he's going to give any other artist the attention. And I know this because, like, when I talk to him, he'll tell me, he says, please don't mention my name with most of these niggas. Because I gain nothing, they gain everything.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
He loves to be mentioned with Drake because
Right.
Drake is the top.
Right.
You want the
Right,
top
right.
dog.
Have you guys had another 3-hour conversation?
I mean, we talk all the time, just not
do you?
like on live stream.
Shit.
Yeah.
This nigga's compromised.
He's a cool guy.
But I mean,
He's a
like
cool
what
guy.
Star said before, like, you know, the best time to kick a man is when he's
When
down.
he's down.
Right? So the thing about it is this is just in the art of war. Or nature, when a shark smells blood, they attack. And I think that right now with him chilling, sharks are gonna smell blood. Cause now people know that they could try to get a rise out of him and he may not want it, and I don't know if he could hold that shit back. Like, he's the type of person I think he could possibly suppress it, but if you keep egging him on, he's gonna wanna do something.
If I can jump in, I've made reference to him being clever, which is not necessarily intelligent, but I now want to say that I think he's smart. Having gone back and listened to some of his music, he's getting smarter. And sharks swimming around blood, all that shit sounds cool, respectfully, but sometimes you have to let the sharks nip at you and not clap back. Again, beef and tension is costly. Trust me, I've had some situations. I had a girl sock me on my shit in a club years ago. Boom! I said, oh shit, I gripped up. And fortunately somebody said, no. He doesn't want legal issues. That's just my assessment. The legal issues are just really, really costly. And I'm gonna call him smart now.
All right, you guys want to talk some money? Lil Pump, this record contract,
Oh,
when or
shit.
if it finally happens, over under 5.5 mil.
I say under. I say under. Yeah, I say under. I think he's gonna get, even with 5.5 mil in music, that's not a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, they throw millions away like it's nothing. It's not a lot of money. But I don't think he gets 5.5. I think he gets something around 2.5 to 3.
Let me go next because I know you have a lot to say. Over. Even though he's got the, what is it, house arrest and something like that right now?
Yes.
Even though he's on house arrest, he can command a deal worth $10 million. By today's standards with regards to not just selling streams and all that sort of jazz, but just other things, add the visual component, he can get a deal worth $10 million if it's structured right. It can be based upon different things. I say over, and I don't know the whole length of his legal issues, the house arrest, but if he plays it smart and just stays the fuck out of trouble for however long that he's going through this legal situation, he can command a $10 million deal. We just spoke about him, the length of his songs, and him understanding what the market calls for.
Yeah, I'm gonna say over because I think he'll probably get like 6 million. And number one, we've seen an artist get 6 million recently, which was X.
Yeah.
X dropped a project that was independent, sold 70,000 records, and record labels were begging him to sign.
Right.
They signed him for.
Did he do that deal with Capitol?
Yes. Okay. So that was a 6, right? Okay. Now Pump is a free agent after having a very successful album and a #1 song. But here's the thing: he's dropping a mixtape, and the mixtape he's dropping is with no back and no support. Now, if all that following that he has, he just said 10 million followers on Instagram. If he could turn that into making this mixtape, which with no one held pushing, a success, even the song really like doing something on the charts, I think it opens up the conversation for him to get way over 5. Okay, so I think he'll probably get around 6, even though I say we're over 5.
You talked to him, right? Pump? You talked to him. Pump.
Yeah, I've talked to Pump, and I've talked to other people, executives, who have been shopping, or they've been shopping the deal to them, and apparently the market value for him right now is like around like 4 or 5 million. So
I'm curious to know where he's at mentally, going through what he has gone through at Warner Brothers and that whole. Where's he at now?
Mentally, honestly, we talked. By the way, he was banned on social media for a while.
Right.
He's back on now. Mentally, he's at the place where he's following the people who are handling him. He has some very smart people, and he realizes, hey, listen, if I need to be the mouthpiece and tell them that I need 25 million to keep the ante up, we're gonna do it. He's trusting the process. He's like a Philadelphia 76er right now.
Okay. I think he can make $10 million in a year. I don't know if he'll get a deal as just that. I mean, see what you were saying, a deal of that magnitude, because I'm just thinking about how do you legitimize the entire deal? Because
he's white now. He'll be all right.
Is he white? I thought he was Spanish.
Cuban or something.
But anyway, because $10 million is not $10 million in your pocket. That's the misconception that everybody has about these deals, that when they sign a deal, that goes directly to his pocket.
No.
So I think that he can make that type of money in a year, definitely, but I don't think he's gonna get a deal as to that magnitude. 6, I could maybe see that happening, but the longer you wait, I mean, we'll have to see after the tape drops, but the longer you wait to do a deal, the more the value drops. Like, you could have a deal on the table for $1 million, and if that shit takes a week, they dropping it down to 800. Then they dropping it down to 6 week by week.
Does it change if you drop another hit in the meantime?
I mean,
if
you are able to drop a hit record changes everything. You could be about to get dropped and you drop a hit record and they want to give you the world. So that changes everything. And we've seen that he's capable with the Gucci gangs to make those type of records, but I don't know if he gets a deal of that magnitude. And I'm not saying he can't, but I think it's gonna be under 5.
I see a 3 album guaranteed with an option of 2 more for the label and him getting around.
Yeah, because they gotta lock him in.
Yeah,
if you're gonna give somebody
and a 360,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We eating the merch, everything, and they've been cleaning up his image. He's been trying to clean up his image a little bit. See if you can get that nigga some endorsements, something like that, and rock out.
I gotta pump the brakes on you. Lil Pump is not doing a 360 deal with nobody.
You think so?
Unless you've heard different, an artist of his caliber is not signing no fucking 360 deal.
Why not?
Tell us why you just said what you said.
Well, a lot of people, the 360 that's been given out now
Is a slave deal.
No. It's much different than what was before. It was before like, yo, y'all are splitting merch evenly. Sometimes they only want like 10% of your merch and 10% of your touring. They're setting all this shit up for you. Okay, now he might not do that because he has a very smart agency signed to.
He's not.
But again, I don't think he's signing just on some distribution shit. He's definitely signing to a label to help him out with his entire career.
Even with the, just let me finish this point. Even with the ankle bracelet on, he's still in the driver's seat. He's young, got his finger on the pulse. He ain't giving nobody a part of shit. Not no tour money, not no publishing, not no fucking merch. Let's do a deal based upon what I'm gonna stream, take that, or else I go someplace else.
And, well, just from talking to him, his emphasis is just getting the bag. And you're gonna get the biggest bag if you do sign on 360. His emphasis right now, he says, whoever gonna give the biggest bag. It might be a 360 for...
He may be saying that, but as you just said, his handlers, whoever he's listening to right now, are not gonna let him do another deal like Warner Brothers.
Well,
that Warner Brothers deal.
Well, if he signs a big deal for millions of dollars, he's definitely gonna be in the 360. And the reason why I say that is because everybody talks about merch. We have a thing called ancillary income. Ancillary income is your endorsement deals. If you giving somebody $5 million or $10 million or whatever you're gonna give them, you're not giving that up without knowing how you're gonna make it back. And you're not just gonna make that back only
And it's 2018, I'm building your brand. Like,
yeah, you're not
selling t-shirts because of you.
Nowhere on the world, if you're in the streets, if you're in corporate, no matter what you give, if somebody invests money in you, they want their money back.
Yo, I could, like, this is speaking to executives and seeing how they're racking up album sales now. They're tying merch sales to album sales. Where they're not pushing out, you'll see every new artist are pushing out merch quickly, but the merch is they count almost like an album sale.
Absolutely.
Because they package it in a weird way.
And look at Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator sells way more clothes than he sells albums. Way more clothes, so you gotta look at that. If they would've had a replica Gucci shirt for Gucci Gang, that shit would have went through the roof. There's no way possible I'm giving somebody $5 million or $10 million and I'm not getting nothing off of that.
And also, I think we do have a very dated opinion on 360 deals.
It is a very dated opinion.
Yachty, and he hasn't confirmed this, but Yachty's in a 360. And Yachty was on the Forbes list. So it's not the worst thing like, yo, you're not getting no money. It's just that the record label realized we're in 2018, and if we get you popping, you could fucking sell like a phone case just because you got 10 million followers. Lil Pump could sell fucking eyeliner and probably like sell out.
90% of these niggas is in 360 deals. Don't be fooled. Because like you said, and that's a good point with Yachty, because Yachty makes so much other money. But when he makes money, other people have to make it too, because the investment that they initially make builds the visibility.
I usually take the side of the machine, but I cannot endorse what sounds like corporate slavery. You just said 90% of these niggas do 360 deals.
Yes.
Okay. Lil Pump does not have to do what the other 90% have done or will do. And again, whether the deal is whether 360 deals are modified from the past or not, it's still corporate slavery. And the generation of today is finding ways to go around all that fucking corporate slavery. No, I'm not giving you shit off the fucking merch. No, I'm not giving you this off of a potential income. I can't support it.
So
but I hear
probably
what
not
saying.
getting a deal then.
Yeah,
So
no,
we'll
he's
see
not
what
getting
happens.
a deal.
He'll get a deal.
He's not getting a
Oh,
deal.
he'll
for
get a
10
deal.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get. Yeah,
he'll get a deal.
We'll give you $1 million advance for your project, and we'll distribute your shit. But
Right.
we're not giving you 10 million if we're not about to eat off the rest of the shit.
Right.
That's in my opinion. But
All right, so this next topic, fans are really split over. I'd say some people really think that Kanye is going to address Jay on his next album. Some people think they're going to talk this out and this is never going to make it to his record. So, over, under, number of times Kanye disses Jay on his next album, 1.5.
Under. I think Kanye addresses it, but he doesn't diss him. I don't see him dissing him. Dissing is a abbreviation for disrespect. I don't think he's gonna disrespect Jay. I think he's gonna address what he has to say the same way how Family Feud was not a diss. He addressed the situation.
It was like some therapy.
Yeah, it was just like him venting and letting people know what he felt. Even in the interviews, he never disrespected Kanye.
I was with you until you said that last part. It could be kind of both though, right? Because if I'm Kanye, hearing how Jay kind of said that, I might feel disrespected. I might feel disrespected.
Over or under? Where you going? Over or under?
I'm gonna go under. He's definitely gonna address him. But I think Kanye, who's very meticulous in his album creating process, is gonna be real careful and choose his words wisely. He's not, if you don't get on stage saying, Jay, don't send them killers at me, and go on your album saying, fuck that nigga, or talking too reckless.
That's not his personality anyway.
He's gonna be very, and also he has a lot of respect for people who help him get to where he's at, so.
Over. I think we already know. You and I have a bet. Just on some street shit, and hip hop is a representation of the streets. On some street shit, in order to be the man, you have to beat the man. He's gonna pull out the cannon on Jay. It's gonna be ugly, it's gonna be big. He's gonna say, fuck Hove. It's gonna be an F-bomb, don't get it twisted. If you know the streets.
Is Kanye from the streets?
Not at all.
I just said hip hop is now the streets.
Kanye's a bit elevated.
If you don't like my opinion, that's fine. I'm just telling you
starts a debate.
what I think.
Why do you get defensive when I debate with you a little bit?
I'm speaking. How am I getting defensive? Should I tone it down? I think he's gonna pull out the cannon. It's gonna be F-Hove.
He's not doing that. I don't see him doing that. When we talking about Jay, like this is a very particular relationship. It's been grown over the years. Yeah, it might be strained a little bit. And you said in order to be the man, you have to beat the man. Kanye's been the man. Kanye might be one of the most influential artists of every generation. From music to clothing to design and all types of other shit. He was ahead of the curve on everything. So it's not an issue of him being the man. I think it's an issue of him saying how he feels, and I don't think he's gonna disrespect Jay.
And if it's like, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Nigga, go ahead, Drake. You know what I mean? Drake right now is like running stuff. Jay is just kind of popping in and out. He's not trying to like sit on a throne or nothing like that. So I don't see the competitive nature there.
Kanye is a household name. It's Kanye. When you say Kanye, you know what it is. You don't have to be. He's above all of that shit. Drake is doing the shit that Kanye was doing. Right? Remember, Kanye's 40-something years old now. He's not the new artist. One thing I learned from being around older artists that are smart and are forward and have foresight is I'm not competing against Drake. All the shit that I've done that already. It's about me establishing myself and keeping myself going. And Kanye, like I said, he's never had the personality to say, fuck another rapper. I don't think what he's going through or what he's going through is ever gonna make him be that way.
We might get a fuck Donald Trump on this.
Of course, Donald Trump, everybody says fuck Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like everybody has that nerve when it comes to him. But we talking about Jay-Z. Without Jay-Z and with
Might get a
Jay-Z.
fuck Taylor Swift too.
All right, but without Jay-Z and with Jay-Z built as a foundation, as a springboard for Kanye's career, there would be no Kanye. I do not see him disrespecting that.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to some album sales. So Lil Yachty, new album tomorrow, Lil Boat 2, over under 45K first week.
Man, I'll go first on this one.
Please.
Yachty, I want you to win so bad, bro. You're down with Amigos. Yachty's like the fourth Migo. QC is the winning team.
Right.
I see the Migos, Gucci. There's like a whole conglomerate. It's like Atlanta. QC's like Atlanta. I see them all rallying behind Yachty, trying to make sure he succeeds. I see there'll be one song on there that people will like. Because of that, I'm going over 45,000, which would be an increase from his last project.
Whoa.
And really, I'm believing in the team he's on. The nigga's on a winning team. He don't got to drop 30, but shit, he gonna look good in the stat sheet because he might have 10 assists. You know what I mean? Like he had 3 blocks. Over 45.
Over 45. Wow. Wow.
I meant your over with an over. I think that he does anywhere between 50 to 55, maybe even 60. I don't see him doing 100 or nothing crazy like that, but Yachty has a brand. His fan base loves him and respects him. He's part of QC. I don't see him doing under 45. I see him doing over, but not too much further.
Okay, that's good. So things are looking good for him. Star?
Under. I'm gonna say under for Lil Yachty.
You said that quietly.
What's that?
You said that.
I don't want tension. Lil Boat 2, I like it. What I've heard the snippet with him and Trippie Redd. What's it called? Run It? Is that?
I'm not too sure if that one's on the.
Oh,
the
okay.
album. I gotta look at the track.
Okay, well, I heard a snippet from somewhere with Trippie Redd, Lil Yachty. If that's not on Lil Boat 2, I like it. I like it. I think he's been plotting, planning. I'm gonna say under though, because unlike, people who throw this word fan around, today is a generation of trolls, a sea of trolls. And people are they're looking to tear something down. And he's had a hell of a success thus far. And I can't see trolls just supporting off the top, hey, we fuck with you, or just consuming that amount of units coming out the gate. But that's not to say I don't support him. I do support him. I listen to Lil Yachty. But I think it's going to be under 45.
That would be very interesting because, again, as you mentioned before, if he's dropping an album on Biggie's birthday, he went into a lot of controversy when he mentioned Biggie a couple years ago. People can't wait for artists like that to fail, to be like,
Absolutely.
talking all that shit a couple years ago, what's up now, player?
Yeah.
Again, I hope that's not the case because it would be a bad day on social media for a lot of artists like Lil Yachty.
I want to see him win. And let me just say that again. As a man of a certain age, I like to see the younger crop come up and prove the machine and the system wrong. But I just, with all the hating that's going on and people just love to see artists fail, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
All right, so we'll do one more over under before we move on. We couldn't wrap this segment without a Soulja Boy shout out. Soulja Boy Instagram beefs in 2018, over under 1.5.
Over.
Oh, man.
Over. And the reason why I say over is because, like I said about X, he's unpredictable. I never know which Soulja I'm going to get. You got Positive Soulja. You got Draco Soulja. You got Blood Soulja. You know what I mean? It's so many different Souljas. I don't know. I say over because that's what he's giving me.
All right.
So I think he's going over.
All right.
Under. Big Gucci Soulja, that's my nigga. For real, for real. He's learned from the mistakes. All the pulling out purple guns up on the gram. He's past that shit. All the beefing with Quavo and everybody else. I don't know if he's working on a masterpiece, but I just think that he's gotten past the tension, the issues, the drama. Again, legal shit. Once that lawyer keeps draining you and draining you, you get to a point where you say, God damn, I don't want no smoke. No matter how much you've been, flexing and barking on niggas, I'm gonna say no tension in 2018 from my nigga Big Gucci Soulja.
I think this really all hinges if he has like a fucking app or something to promote. Like that's when he gets the beef popping.
He was promoting the app about a year or so ago.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The hate or miss is nothing.
Over or under that?
I'm gonna go under though. I'm going under. I think Soulja Boy has realized that all that beefing did not really bring his career up.
Gun charges.
It gave him a lot of attention for a couple of months, but made him a meme and made him a bunch of laughing gifs and stuff like that, sound bites. So Soulja Boy is one of those artists, and this might sound laughable, but Soulja Boy still tours overseas and demands a bag.
Church.
You get me? He doesn't need this. He doesn't need to beef unless he's trying to get back in the mainstream conversation.
Right.
Which I think, man, listen, Soulja, just get your money, keep doing your tours, perform in Dubai 30 times.
I'm with all of that energy, but the energy that man puts out sometimes always comes back to haunt him. And he hasn't done anything yet, but again, unpredictable.
It's early in the year.
We only 3 months in.
Well, if we do see a beef, could we please get that boxing match with him and Chris Breezy?
No, man.
Please,
Not
man.
happening.
Please, I saw Soulja Boy was in the gym working out and lifting. Oh, man.
None of that would matter because Chris Brown could do backflips. It's going to be hard to be the person who could do backflips and shit.
Well,
I see Chris Brown doing like a double roll tuck, jumping and punching him in his mouth if they would have fought. I don't think it's happening. Like, it wouldn't happen.
Well,
too much street politics as well.
Well, Big Gucci Soulja, he's tapped in with the hood. And I saw him pull up to the hood, and when a nigga wanted smoke, he dropped his phone and squared up. So
he's definitely not afraid.
There's no Kool-Aid running through my man Big Soulja.
But you know what the thing is?
You know he's
it's
from
like,
Bompton, right?
No,
I'm not going there.
He's not.
I'm not
That's
going
what he
there.
said.
But
He's not, but that's my nigga though.
all I would do is deteriorate Chris Brown's brand, man. Chris Brown ain't got no business even getting into some shit like that. Like, he had no business even indulging in it.
Yeah,
like, Chris Brown's a fucking mega superstar. Like, he has...
He can't be no more fights for the rest of his life.
Yeah, like...
He gotta be...
But I think he... And you know what Chris Brown did after that? He went in that stew and put out that work. You know what I mean?
And by the way, I've heard some decent Soulja Boy snippets. It's just that sometimes when
Really?
No, I have. Seriously.
Why you hating on Big Gucci Soulja?
I'm not hating on him because I think Soulja Boy is a way better producer than he is an artist.
No, I've heard some decent songs.
Soulja Boy is old to these niggas now. Let's not get it fucked up. He is. Soulja Boy came out in 2006.
Okay,
To the younger crowd, he's an OG.
And I'm gonna make a direct comparison. Youngberg, Bow Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Both of them, they don't make whack records. Actually, Bow Wow got a song I like right now. But you know what? When people ain't fucking with you, when you're not of the now, and they kind of look at you like, no matter what song you put out, it's like, we ain't trying to listen.
Wait a second. Youngberg, a.k.a. my man, the Hitmaker, has a career. Oh, wait, he has a new...
I'm not talking about their production career. I'm talking about music making.
He
you
been,
put out a song.
Youngberg been stopped making music, and this is what I'm saying. Now, look, when you just said Soulja Boy and who else? Bow Wow, right? Bow Wow music shit been over. He hasn't accepted it. Soulja Boy music shit been over. Even though he influenced a lot of these young niggas, he hasn't accepted it. Youngberg, wait.
Point the Draco at him.
Wait a second. I'm not finished. Youngberg accepted that his shit was over, and now
He had no choice, but go ahead.
he had no choice because
choice.
he went through a lot of shit. But he had a newfound career in writing for people, and he is one of the most relevant people in the game when it comes to making hits. Can't say that for them.
Yeah, well, he's a phenomenal, and actually from the get-go, most people realize that his hit-making skills,
Absolutely.
his production was really the best part of like his whole talent.
His writing, his pen game.
So again, I think Soulja can still create records.
I'm cool.
Maybe we just want to hear.
cool.
We just don't want to hear from him. But honestly, I think if some of these other rappers link up with him, like shit, Drake found some shit with him. You know what I mean? I think people just don't give Soulja a chance.
Drake rapped over "We Made It." What joint did he find with him?
Well, I mean, shit, that came from Soulja.
I mean, that's why I said production.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. He's not going and giving nobody a bunch of joints. Cause he had misses too. Yes, bitch, with Nicki Minaj. That shit wasn't lit.
He's had misses, but so has Chief Keef and all these other people. And
Talking about them, let's not
No. But
dive off the boat now.
no, he's had misses, and then he finds one. That happens with a lot of artists.
I'm just saying
I'm just not writing them all the way.
When it comes to music,
If we could talk about Safari getting the fucking hit. Listen, man, and a guy who came with a bunch of mega hits before, Again, he's not likable. We really don't want to hear him. But can he find one? Possibly. Do I think
For
he should?
himself?
I think he could. Do I think his best option is going like Young Berg? And I don't think he's talented like Young Berg, creating records. But yeah, I think he should fall back and focus on that. But why fall back when he's still getting 30 grand a show performing?
No. I mean, he should always go get that bread. But he's the young nigga OG to this new generation. He's their OG. You know what I mean? He needs to just get on it. If he can change his ways and not wild out and all of that, he needs to just be that. Soulja Boy is almost 30 years old now.
Honestly, he should have Gucci manned.
Hell, what? He could have been the
Gucci
shit if
Man
he
right
did
now.
that.
He fucks with the Migos.
Right.
They got like collabs on collabs coming out. Thug, all of that.
He could have a music career if he does that.
But that's why he isolated Yachty. Like Yachty said, yo, his top 5 rappers was like Lil B and Soulja Boy. Then Soulja Boy looks at him and disses him because he was liking a girl.
Because he's unpredictable, right?
And before they were talking about doing a joint tape.
Hey, man.
You get me? Imagine if Soulja Boy was on a joint tape with every new rapper. Like a Trippie Redd, like a whoever.
He'd be reaching.
Yo.
Why has he been quiet though?
They found a picture of Lil Pump 4 years ago, or no, almost like 5 or 6 years ago at Soulja Boy's show. All these new rappers look up to Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that.
So again, I'm pretty sure if he kind of kept to be the cool guy, they would all collab with him. Shit, most of them, they're trying to collab with Keith because they were like, yo, in 2012, Keith was the guy.
Yeah, and he just don't do shit with nobody. You know what I mean? He just don't do shit with nobody.
But you know what I mean? If Soulja Boy ever finds that Draco this year, it's lit. It's lit, but I don't think he will.
Oh man.
Too much legal fees, you're right.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for playing. Since Ak brought it up, let's just fade out on this last one. Dim the lights. Over under Safari having 1.5 #1 singles this year.
All right, #1 is like.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo,
A hit. I'm having a hit single.
Hey, I'm going
They
under,
faded.
but I'm not gonna lie, man. He gonna have some funny shit that people gonna clown that's gonna go viral, but it's still gonna help him book shows, and the ladies still gonna love him. So that's a W for his pockets, W for the bank account.
Yeah, Safari gonna get that bread.